the game, cause see the boxing voice.
Welcome back, gang, for the first time and hopefully many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notifications right here, this little bell, so you can get those emails every time we go live.
ThaBoxingvoice.com here in Las Vegas with Ben Davidson, Jorge Capetillo. Obviously, Team Fury here scouting the heavyweight matchup between Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz, the rematch. Obviously, you guys have a rematch in mind yourselves with Fury and Wilder from last December. Ben, I want your thoughts on the rematch because obviously you guys have one. Things change in rematches. I mean, you get to know fighters better. You get to know what to look for. Fury was able to have a lot of success in the first fight. It just happened the 12th got caught. Somehow, by the grace of God, got up. What do you think is the biggest key in rematches? I mean, given that we have one here this weekend and could have one in February.
In rematches in total? Or do you mean for Tyson and Wilder?
Well, or what do you look for as a trainer? I mean, for the rematch, what is something that you feel is like key in going into a rematch? Because, like I said, you know, going into the first fight, you have film, but it's almost like a sense of the unexpected, the unknown. Well, being in there, you see things, especially with your fighter, because obviously styles make fights.
Of course, and you know, both teams will be looking to make changes from the first fight. So you have to try and anticipate that. And the way to anticipate that, we're here to watch this to try and see, okay, what adaptations has been made in Wilder's game. Is there something that we can see? Now, there might not be, but there may be. And if we can take 1% away, adds 1% to our team and our game plan and for Tyson, then it's worth it, because sometimes at the top, 1% can make the difference. Now, the biggest telling factor from the first fight to the second fight is this. When Wilder dropped Tyson, on both occasions, that was complacency from Tyson. It wasn't Wilder done something spectacular. It was complacency from Tyson, and the fact that Tyson in both times got up and dominated the rest of the round and the preceding rounds until round 12 when it happened again. Then he got back up and dominated again. That says that I'm not just talking bollocks. That says that there's the facts that it was complacency from Tyson, because when he switched back on, he dominated. And it's just about concentration levels for Tyson. Obviously, he'd had a long time out the ring, not boxed at that level for a long time, or a lot of weight loss. It was going to be a telling factor in that fight. We knew that. So this time round, I think it'll be different.
Well, I mean, obviously he did have the long layoff and hadn't fought at that level, but many could argue that he hasn't fought at that level since, that his level of opposition has been poor in the opinions of many. What do you say to that?
I wouldn't say that Otto Wallin or Tom Schultz is any better or worse than Dominic Brazil, that's for sure. I'd say Otto Wallin's probably a better fighter. Well, not probably, he is a better fighter than Dominic Brazil. What do you think?
I mean, I would have to disagree. I mean, you're talking about Dominic Brazil that most people thought was gonna go late with him. I mean, he went seven rounds with Joshua.
I didn't think he was gonna go late. Hey, how you doing? You okay? Stylistically, and he was just defensively too irresponsible to be able to go late with Wilder. I think fundamentally that Otto Wallin's a better fighter than Dominic Brazil. Brazil probably's got a little bit more experience. So, you know, at this level, everybody that they fight is going to raise their game and bring. Both fighters that Tyson fought were in the top 5 of more than one organisation. It is what it is, but it doesn't matter, because all that matters is when they face each other, exactly. As long as Wilder comes through. So you can say about opposition and this, that and the other, but what matters is when the best fight the best. These two are the two best in the division, and when they fight each other, that's when it matters. And you know, I believe in the first fight Tyson should have been the victorious one in that fight. I believe it'll be the victorious one in this rematch.
Really quick, before we get into Wilder Ortiz 2, you spoke about perhaps getting a 1% that you could take back with you. Big difference from the first fight to the rematch between Wilder and Fury is the man sitting here to your left, Jorge Capetillo. He was not in the corner. He was not in the camp with you. I mean, most feel that he saved the day on September the 14th for Fury. Would you say Jorge probably brings a little bit more than 1% to the team?
That's why Jorge's with us. He's a fantastic asset to the team inside the gym and outside the gym. So, you know, that's why he's part of the team. That's why we're here with him today. That's why he's coming to the fight with me on Saturday. And he's a great asset in the gym and out the gym. And on top of that, he's a God-fearing man and a good man.
Now, Jorge, what do you feel that, I mean, obviously you've seen the first Wilder Fury fight. What do you feel that you can add to help contribute to make Fury have more success? I mean, because Ben did make good points in saying that Fury got complacent in saying so by him coming back and perhaps winning the round both times he was knocked down. What do you feel like you can add to the camp to make it even better performance for Fury in the rematch?
Well, first of all, I feel very grateful, very thankful with Ben. You know, I'm here to assist him. You know, and you know, he's always and I'm thankful for his trust. You know, trust in my work, trust in what we do. We have a very good relationship. And anything that I can assist, anything that I can help with, will be to develop the best for the fighter. Because at the end of the day, the main object is to Tyson come victorious in any fight. It's anything that we can chat each other and when he asked me, what do you think about this? And just make sure we're on the same page and support him. I'll be more than grateful and happy to do it as a team.
And of course there's me, Jorge, there's Azkater as well, Ricky Hatton as well. So, you know, and everybody in the team, strength and conditioning coaches, nutritionists, everybody.
When I saw you earlier in the week, we talked about how big of a fight the rematch is going to be, and we saw what happened in LA. I mean, phenomenal, just breathtaking crowd. And for you to say Ricky Hatton, I just think of the crowds Ricky Hatton used to bring out when he fought Floyd in the same arena that we're here today. And I remember before the main event even started, they sold out a beer because of all the British fans.
Yeah.
The arena sold out a beer before the event. But when you talk about those crowds, that's what you know, what I think of. Do you feel since with Fury, since the ESPN signing, do you feel that his stock has risen here in America? Do you feel that he's grown his popularity here in America?
Of course, look, Top Rank and ESPN are both machines. Top Rank are a machine in boxing. ESPN are a machine around the world. So they've done a fantastic job with Tyson. Tyson's done a fantastic job. Tyson's put a lot of work in these last couple of weeks and months in putting himself out there, flying around the world.
The WWE was
WWE
huge.
stuff, you know, he's put a lot of work in for promotion for the fight, because when it comes to training camp, he wants to knuckle down and be focused on training camp, not media.
No, he just also, I know he was doing some media stops with his book. He released his book. Can you talk to us a little bit on the thought process to promote so far in advance? Because obviously everything he's doing is only to make the Wilder rematch bigger. Is everything kind of like calculated, planned, or what's the thought process behind that?
Yeah, it's all calculated, timing. Before Christmas, he's done a Christmas song as well. You know, he's a character and he's enjoying himself, and that's the most important.
Would you say, and I mean, in your opinion, would you say that perhaps Fury helps sold the first fight more than Wilder did, or do you feel it was pretty even?
What's that, sorry?
As far as like promoting the fight, do you feel that the promotion was more on Fury, or do you feel like it was pretty even as far as like bringing, you know, selling pay-per-views and bringing fans, selling tickets, bringing fans
I
in?
don't know. And do you want to know the truth? It all means bollocks, all that. Who brings more, who this, all that. They're in there, they're getting paid what they're getting paid. They've done their own deals. All that about I'm the A side, I'm the B side, I'm this, I'm that. Well, we'll find out on fight night, won't we? Because you're fucking fighters, not advertisement balls, are they? Do you know what I mean? They're not a drink about who sells more and who's this, who that. It's about being the best. So fuck all that bollocks. It's about who's the best, and that's what matters.
Really quick, break down Wilder Ortiz 2. What do you see in the first fight, and how do you see tomorrow night playing out?
Ortiz was good with his positioning and ring craft. Wilder probably wasn't as switched on to that sort of stuff. But I think that him and his team. He's got a fantastic trainer. I'm sure they'll be working on those sorts of things. But Ortiz will be reactive for the first 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 rounds, you know. So Wilder has to set things up, not be careless, be smart, and Ortiz will be looking to time and counter, be aggressive, an aggressive counter puncher he'll try to be in this fight, and positioning is going to play a big part in this fight. But I think that Wilder will get the job done. More youth, a bit fresher, got momentum on his side, and he's got the job done before.
Do you feel that it happened sooner than it did in the first fight? Because I mean, Ortiz nearly had him out of there in that 7th round. I mean, Wilder fought for his life for those last 40, 45 seconds.
If he wants to do it earlier, he's going to have to do smarter work earlier. But I think we're going to have to go through in a minute.
All right, Thank you, brother.
No problem.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.